Reading my terrible hate comments. No eyes. I'll do reading your comments,
No,
but I
Fairybread.
respond in obvious to my I am quitting being a PNGtuber. I'm here to close the drawer of this channel that was once known as the PNGtuber phase, or the start, really. The start where everything went decently big for me. But before I do that, I want to thank everyone who has joined me for this ride, because after all, I'm not sure whether this channel could even be as high as it once was. And without you guys here, I would not have gotten where I have gotten today. I hit my mic stand. I'm so sorry if you hear that. I mean, I can aim as high as I can, but no promises. And I haven't really told anyone about this either, so this might be a surprise to some or a long-awaited expectation for others. And it's sad. But let's get into why I'm quitting being a PNGtuber. And it all starts at the start. The Minecraft PNGtuber community. I was already posting videos here and there on TikTok of cringy Minecraft stuff before Jellybean, the one who inspired what we have today, hit the scene and hit it big. I remember seeing their videos back in November 2021, I believe, and I drew my PNGtuber that you see today in December 2021 on the floor of my grandmother's study because Christmas time and Full House. I remember it vividly because I was just sitting there on the floor, well, on a mattress on the floor, and hearing the muffled voices of my family enjoying Christmas outside as I drew my PNGtuber. If it hasn't hit you yet, I have never really been much of a social person. I usually just do what I gotta do, you know? But back then I had just graduated high school and had all the time in the world before university would start, so when I got home, I made my first script, used my Yeti X mic to record on the shitty PC that was given to me by the one who shall not be named, and then editing on my iPad using a program called Villo, or VLLO, it's still pretty good, and I imported every single image. I didn't even use Videogames Mini. I didn't even know how to. Heck, I only began using that in April 2023. Thank you, by the way, Jellybean, for this useful information. And then I uploaded my first PNGtuber TikTok and later shorts under a YouTube channel called GT Shorts, which most of you would remember because I had another channel at the time called GT that I would use for long videos, but I have since then transferred all that content to this channel, so if you wish to check them out, it's here. It's here somewhere. But for me, the PNGtuber start was slow, and that was honestly good because I got to see other creators and their rises. You got people like Jellybean, Red Velvety, FrostFox, Tux Bodai, Fizzy Soda, and so many more. The PNGtuber community was decently big and doing well, and despite the whole clones and reading comments doing cringy commentary stuff, each creator had their own unique something about them, about their content and who they were. I mean, excluding their individual unique designs of their PNGtubers. Some great examples would be like Tux Bodai, who is or was a Minecraft Blockbench creator and even made his own coding for the game. Fizzy Soda did a lot of different types of content with all sorts of people, and FrostFox specifically now is doing Minecraft animations that take on an SMG4 type style. Now I know, I'm rambling about other PNGtuber creators in my own PNGtuber video, but what you gotta understand is that each and every one of these creators hit a massive wall when it came to PNGtuber videos, and sadly for most, that wall was hate. Sure, it brought exposure and more people, but at the same time, it broke some creators. For Jellybean, they had accusations of saying racial slurs and Discord DMs that spread across Twitter like wildfire, making some people go as far as revealing their face without consent. I can't prove or disprove this, I haven't talked to them about it, but you also have people like FrostFox, who I've talked with, and I've heard their story, who has been accused of so much shit because they represented themselves as a blue fox, a furry nonetheless, and a lot more. With my decently slow introduction within the PNGtuber community, and being quoted as the best PNGtuber, in a cringy sense that is, I never had those big levels of hate till after I hit 1 million subscribers, which to me, it took months for the haters to detect my existence. And to me, that's hilarious. Like, how did you not see this? But not to mention, I never went through what some creators went through. The worst I got was being called crazy, which I am. Thank you for pointing out the obvious. And watching these hate channels with their shitty little videos gave me quite the laugh. But when that died out, creators hit the second major wall, and that's inspiration. You can only do so much with PNGtuber content before it falls. The fact that I stayed for 2 years while others left after only a few months is crazy because I'm someone who tends to start things and never finish them. Like, look at Candle. I have barely written it. But to be fair, I've been doing so much stuff for the PNGtuber thingy on the side that I haven't really had time to. So, get back to the script, GT. That's not part of the script. But I suppose at some point, PNGtuber... It literally says right here! But I suppose at some point, PNGtuber stuff began to become a job for me. I mean, I'm on the right track. The point is that... Oh, fuck, I keep hitting my mic. The point is, at some point, becoming a PNGtuber became more of a job than a hobby. Like I've mentioned before in the past that this was mostly a hobby, but it's the consistency with it became a job. And I did it for the sake of doing it and in turn receiving subscribers, new fans, viewers, and compensation. I was never too serious about content. I mean, I enjoyed doing it and it's something I aspire in doing. So the fact I'm able to do it today makes me so happy. But just doing it whenever and having minimal research on it can be quite the serious problem when I do my content. And when I saw glimpses of what you guys, the viewers, watched and were given most of the time from me, I realized I could milk it. But at what lovely cost? If you don't know, when you milk something, it's like taking away its value. Milking something for views or content isn't always bad unless it's overused or you, the creator, does not enjoy it. And for me, I milked the heckaroonies out of my revealing voices videos. I love making the hidden messages. I love when you would find them and comment them. I love making these silly, stupid voices that some of you would enjoy. I didn't really love the mummy voice because that just felt weird to me. But I also love when I gave you guys a challenge and you destroyed it 4 times over. But with that, it came with things that I did not love. Things that I actually hated because I hated how that was the only video that most of you watched. I hated that whenever I searched my username, it would come up with the mummy voice. I hated that whenever I would stream, I'd always see something about asking for the voice. And I hated that whenever I tried telling people that I know either in real life or as a creator to another creator of what I do, that's the first thing they see. I hated that when I try and communicate with fans, I'm treated like I'm not human. And I think people tend to forget that. I think people tend to forget that content creators are just people too. And the worst of it, I hated that the children were the ones that were seeing this, mostly anyways. If any of you know anything about me or gathered what you have from me, it's that I have no filter, I swear a lot, I make terrible adult jokes, but because I'm labeled as a PNGtuber that I use Minecraft background content, again for all people of all ages, that tends to adhere to children, and that most of my content does actually adhere to children in one way or another, thinking about someone watching this specific video for the first time is okay. But knowing that it's a child, hearing this person talk in a seductive voice or swearing, I don't know, that just rubs me the wrong way, and it's why even in the start I wanted to make content specifically aimed towards teens and young adults. But clearly I didn't do my research. Well, that, you know, some people would be the same as me in that sort of sense. Here's something to take from it. It doesn't matter whether you add a few 18+ comments here and there, because it doesn't automatically mean I'll get my desired audience. A great example, My Little Pony. Goodness. I should add, I'm not asking anything from this either, but voicing how I feel and what has happened about it helps me come to terms with why I'm doing this, with why I'm taking this step in quitting being a PNGtuber. I do want to reiterate, I am still going to be doing content and keep the PNGtuber because it is my character. It is the face of this channel. That is until I make my new PNGtuber, which, you know me, I always procrastinate on tasks, so that's gonna be a little while. But I feel like all of this just adds a few more questions from you guys. So here's my best experience as a PNGtuber that can hopefully sum it all up. You see, sometimes I read my comments. I don't do it often because usually they do make me cringe and I realize just how fucked up everything went because of me. But I do see a lot of comments mentioning how I'm their idols, how I inspire them, how my content has fueled their inspirations into becoming a PNGtuber themselves. And most of these comments are followed up with a question of how. How do I become a PNGtuber? Now, if you asked me this a year ago, I probably would have said something along the lines of, well, to be a PNGtuber, you gotta be a content creator, and to be a successful content creator, you would want to be consistent with your content, keep the spark, research and learn, and then make the PNGtuber where you either draw it yourself or commission an amazing artist, and etc. But now, if you ask me that, I might say something similar, but most of the time, I reach a blank. I can't even explain such a simple, curious question without feeling like I'm going to ruin someone's spark, because how to become a PNGtuber? You just do. From what I've seen and experienced, it's best if you are energetic and talk a lot, but also if you aspire to do streaming and content itself. For me specifically, I do the latter of the two. I'm not much of a talker, but I really do aspire for streaming content. And I've done stuff before GT even existed, or even before GT became big. I remember once when I was little, I uploaded a video with me and my younger brother playing MCPE, where we recorded it from our mobile devices, and we had this add-on that made us little babies, or how I made some gacha related content like a few months before I made my TikTok content. Entertainment and creativity has always been my thing, especially where I can work alone and enjoy the wins that I have gathered to you guys. It's like when I first learned art. My classmate in year 6 was drawing and I wanted to do it too. And after she taught me a few things, I fell in love with it. Heck, remember Candle? Yeah, that box-headed imaginary friend. They're actually based off a Halloween costume I made all because I wanted to hide my face. And that was in year 9. That was like 5-6 years ago. So Candle's been brewing for 5-6 years. You can find creativity in the smallest to biggest of things. And for PNGtuber content, I found it within the model itself. I loved the idea of representing myself as a character who also represents me in a way. So that's why I was inspired by Jellybean when it came to making PNGtuber content. It also feels great to have something that people can see while keeping me and my face private. But over time, especially last year, my character kind of took on its own personality. Whenever I went to record a video, I would change my voice to project myself to sound like this, but I don't actually sound like this in real life. So I sounded more energetic and excited, even though the videos themselves can be so freaking boring. I was fake and it sucked. For what felt like a moment of escape turned into a permanent place of attraction and attention, where I would blindly follow this trend that had me falling deeper and deeper into this pit of repetition and self-identity. The only reason I could pull my head away is because of what the people around me have said regarding me and my content. How I am in my videos is so different in force compared to how I am in speaking. And for the people that have heard one side and then checked the other, they come off surprised, like they fully expected me to be the same as how I portray myself there, but to find out I'm different here. And I lied to you, and I continued to do so, and eventually it became me lying to myself. And I'm so grateful to them. I'm so grateful to my friends who see this and are happy and open about it with me. And I'll be honest, I am far from the smartest person you will ever meet, and I have made so many mistakes, especially social related ones, where I would blindly follow someone or something either till it hurts me, them, or us both. And content is the same for this example, but inevitably, I can't fucking speak, but inevitably lost parts of myself and my love for it too. So to put it simply, I lost my spark. I used and broke the love I had for making this content, and even though I didn't enjoy it that much to start with, I do commend other PNGtubers who have made it as far as they have, and Jellybean themselves for staying mostly on top of it. And I want to add, this isn't a competition. And I'm glad my toxic trait for wanting to win didn't come out for it, or else I would have made things so much worse for myself, both in content and, you know, my reputation. Not that I have one anyways. My reputation of letting people go. I mean, I'm not wrong. But I'll be honest, the fact that Jellybean stayed for the most part too, despite their disappearances and IRL cam videos while still being on top, makes it easier for me to leave, because now they, the one who started this big trend, and yes, I will admit it was a trend, will now be the last big PNGtuber who stays for however long, if ever at all. The PNGtuber community is sadly not one that was meant to stay in. Being a PNGtuber, or being within that community and style of content, is sadly, but also thankfully, not one that was meant to be stayed in the scene for too long. And with how YouTube and TikTok are competing to be the best video website right now, it's a struggle just to be a successful content creator. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but YouTube has been pushing fewer long videos and giving more shorts to people, and as someone who can barely make 2 shorts each week, it kind of sucks. The PNGtuber thing wasn't meant forever, but as a content creator, as someone who aspires in many different types of entertainment and creativity for things like YouTube, someone who doesn't exactly have a set niche besides being a PNGtuber or having one, it can be a bit of a struggle to keep up with these changes. And I'm not saying this about myself, no, there are so many other creators besides me and others who are going to be hit with a new wall that these companies are sadly throwing our way. Probably without meaning it, but hopefully this YouTube versus TikTok battle isn't forever, or else YouTubers themselves will be at a massive loss, and then YouTube, the company, might find that winning the battle against TikTok, if that were to happen, have lost the war as a welcomed place for creators. That's just a bit of a thought on it though, with how things are going. But moving away from that, this brings me to a conclusion that still has many questions yet to be answered. To answer some now, I will continue to do YouTube related content, both in shorts and videos. I'll continue to use my PNGtuber as my face for this channel. I mean, at some point I will be upgrading to a more reactive PNGtuber, hopefully soon. I just gotta make it first, you know? I will not fake who I am just for a couple million views, and I plan to keep moving forward. For shorts, there's so much I want to do for it, like voice acting and stream clips and promoting and fun Minecraft skits. Heck, even using my PNGtuber for fun announcements and whatnot, I just can't do the comment videos anymore. Like, I don't know how Jellybean and the others did it, but they get so boring. What made it less boring was the fact that I added funny sound effects to them, and it always made me laugh. The funniest things about those videos isn't the video itself, it's the add-ons. The pictures, the sounds, the random unscripted moments. That's what made those videos fun for me, for the most part. But I also want to see how those videos work with you guys. I want to know what makes you guys laugh, what has your brain thinking. You know, I want to interact with you guys without forcing myself to make an interactive videos like those comment videos. I don't want to have to ask you guys anything, I just want you to feel like this is where you belong, besides me in this community. And that's my goal for all of this, to make genuine, fun, entertaining videos with its own creative shine to them that has you, the viewer, the audience, the subscriber, the individual who stumbled upon my videos, whether it was meant for or not. You enjoying these videos that I make for you. Now, I would end it off here because technically that's everything. This is my goodbye to being a stereotypical PNGtuber, but I'd be a fool to say this is the end because this is just the beginning of a true era for this channel. I hope anyways. I mean, I have yet to make any other long videos for this channel excluding this one for a while, but this had to be said. I wanted to let you guys know before I go head deep into something else that might turn the tables a bit. I want you to know more about me, more about my goals for this channel and how you fit into it. So with that, I might as well just reveal my plans. I did mention I go to uni, but not what for. But in my third and last year of doing a creative media bachelor, I've found I really enjoy 3D animation. And I want to do animation. Heck, I want to do so much. I want to do animation. I want to make my own video game. I want to have a profession in doing art. So if you ever find out I have a not safe for work Patreon, no, you didn't hear that from me. No. And I want to write stories and I want to bring them to life. But most of all, I want to stream. I really do. I love streaming. Like, I'm not much of a social person, but I love talking to you guys live and I love being interactive with you guys there. Sure, sometimes I'm a bit busy playing a game or with friends to not interact with stream much, and I do apologize for those moments. But I want to be real with you in the moment. And the best thing about being creative and doing streaming entertainment is I can do both at once. Doing a stream for drawing my new PNGtuber? Yes. A stream for playing a game? Absolutely. Even going as far to stream my animation progress for skits and game production of Candle? Oh, you betcha. I will be doing all of that and multi-streaming it too, because as much as I love YouTube live streaming, so I guess this is me announcing my return to Twitch streaming while also streaming on YouTube. Yay, I can finally get that off my chest. And I should add, yes, the voices aren't going anywhere. They're always here, ready to be used whenever. On Twitch, I have a channel point for them, so just redeem them whenever you want to hear the kawaii voice or something like that. And for when I do the multi-streaming, I'm going to need more moderators for both Twitch and YouTube. So if you think you have what it takes, please join my Discord server, check the announcements and pins for streaming moderator applications. As of writing this, they are still open. I also encourage you guys, especially those that are still here till the very end, to comment below what you think, what you genuinely think. I don't need people telling me that it's okay, it's all going to be fine, because this has been a choice that I've made and been thinking about for a very long time. And I know some people might be a bit disappointed, might be a bit sad with how things are turning around. But with all the changes that are happening right now with YouTube and with the slow decline of myself, I feel like this is the right choice, at least for me. And I hope to never back out of it because I really want to make something out of myself instead of just, you know, doing cringy PNGtuber stuff. I want to make a name for myself because I'm me, not because I'm doing a thing. But you, my audience and community, whether new or not, what you think is important, because it allows me to understand and learn in my content career. And if you are new and you love what you've seen and heard, I probably won't do big essay videos like this much ever again, unless need be, then do consider liking and subscribing with the bell turned on, because starting now, things are gonna change for the better. Otherwise, thank you for listening to my GT talk, and I'll see you all for what the future has in store. My voice hurts. This is why I don't talk often. But seriously.